What's up, everybody? It's Mark Anthony, and I know. It's been a long year, man. As we enter this fourth quarter, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, it's been a rough 2024 for me. Creatively, I felt very, very stuck. I've had visions and goals and things that I wanted to do. Motivationally, I felt like I've been trying to find that drive to get to the next level. And man, I've been promising y'all this YouTube channel and this content for well over a year now. And I just came on here just to tell you guys that, my apologies, man. I'm really, really sorry for the way that I've conducted myself. But ultimately, man, just a little bit of my backstory. It's crazy how when you have visions and goals and drive for your life, how sometimes you can be in the way of yourself. I think, I look back to when I started this barber journey, like 7 years ago. I was cutting hair in my apartment, in downtown Chattanooga, listening to J. Cole, A Dollar in a Dream every day, wishing and praying that one day I could become a barber. I attended barber school about 2018 and to 19, started with 2019, graduated 2020, the pandemic. And when I started barber school, I was like, man, when I graduate, I'm gonna take over the world. I'm gonna take over the industry. I graduated, worked in my first shop, stayed there for almost about a year, and I wanted to elevate. And I said, man, when I finally get my camera, when I finally get my equipment, moving to my second shop, 2021 to 2022, downtown Chattanooga, I reached the goals, where I wanted to be, where I wanted to work. I started making the money that I wanted to make, and it felt empty inside. It felt as though like I reached the heights, but I still never became the person that I wanted to, or had the brand that I wanted to. Then 2022, 2023, I moved into a private studio. We opened up the Max Experience, right? We opened up this privatized studio where I started elevating with grooming services, haircuts, facials, beard grooming, full service experience. And I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. 2023 comes around. Me and my wife, we cast a vision. Again, we lease out this space that we're in right now. We say, man, we're going to open up a full service barbershop. It's been a year and some change now, guys. We are pretty much fully staffed now. Thank God. And ultimately, when I got to this point in my career, I realized a couple of things. I didn't document the journey well enough for you guys. I didn't show you guys every bit of the process. I started believing in the mindset that said real G's move in silence like lasagna, But the truth of the matter is, if you don't show it, how will people know it? So we got to this point. Shop is doing good, and I still felt like, there's a little bit more left in the tank. There's a little bit more that I have to give. 2023 to 2024 was a very transitional year. My first year as a barbershop owner. We got barbers, we lost barbers. We built the brand, we lost the brand. We've changed the brand. I learned how to lead. I learned how to lead from the back. I learned how to lead from the front. I learned how to teach. I went and got, education on how to become a better businessman with the Urban League. I went and started my instructor license, and I'm doing all this marketing training, digital courses, all this stuff just to really try to figure out how to make this thing pop. And the truth of the matter is this: sometimes the thing that you're looking for on the outside is the thing you already have on the inside. There was no like magic trick to success. There was no like, if I do this and this and this equation. I tried to formulate it so much, but the truth of the matter is, when I look back, man, J. Cole dropped this song last night, which is so inspiring to me. And one of the things he said was, man, I want to get back to being free, to be able to go in and just like making music that inspires people again. And I want to go back to that place where J. Cole was just like doing it for the people, doing it for the culture, doing it for the cause. And I felt like for me with barbering, I kind of like lost my sight of like why I got into this thing in the first place. When I started barbering, ultimately, I did it because, I was like a pastor, I lost my career, and then I need something else to do in my life. And I was really frustrated with that. And I saw it as an opportunity for me to do something great with my life. I saw barbering as a chance for me to make a difference in the world. I saw barbering as a chance for me to express my creativity, my style, my flair, my versatility, my skill set. And it was. And I think I kind of lost sight of that side of barbering. And I started kind of getting more into like the competitive side of barbering, the side that says I'm better than you, my shop is better than yours, my barbers are better than yours, like what I have is better than what you have. But ultimately and truly, that type of mentality of worrying about what other people have going on means that you're not minding your own business, as Tyreek Jackson always says. He said mind your business, mind your own business. Put your mindset inside of your business and focus on your business. And it's really, really crazy to me because now I'm kind of in a season where I'm like, I want to get back to that. I miss the days of getting in and creating freely, not worrying about the judgment of other barbers or the barber critics out there, or the haircut critics who don't even cut hair or not even licensed. I miss the days of like feeling free to have fun and explore. Man, I miss the days of like serving the community and just like being involved and like not giving a damn. Like I miss the days of like where this thing really gave me life. I miss those days. And I think sometimes, when we get so stuck on trying to be like, we forget to be ourselves. So this is just me saying, like, guys, I don't know who it is and who you are or what you're dealing with, but go take a second and go take a season, man, and reevaluate why you started this thing in the first place. And honestly and truly, like when I first started this, man, I was in my dorm room in college 10 years ago, taking pictures on my iPhone. I didn't need the fancy setup. I didn't need the fancy camera. I didn't need the fancy lights. I loved it so much that I was willing to put whatever I did out there. One of my biggest inspirations lately has been 360 Jeezy. Not because of his YouTube channel, not because of how successful he's been, but for the fact of no matter how many times people come at him or tell him, they don't like his haircuts or this, man, this guy truly loves bar. Like, he's truly expressing his art. He's truly expressing himself. He's truly giving, everything he's got to the game of barber while he has a chance. It's like he's leaving it all on the court. And for me, I felt like I still haven't gotten past that hump. It was like a mental game. It was like a mental barrier. Like I felt stuck. I felt trapped. I felt like what I produced wasn't good enough. I felt like, and I'm fully booked, 6-7 days a week, fully booked. But mentally in my mind, I didn't feel like I was successful. I didn't feel like I attained enough. I didn't feel like I was at that level yet. So I tried to use the things to become the thing to validate me, when ultimately the things don't do anything for you. You got to be validated yourself in here. You got to know that what you have and who you are is more than enough for who you're trying to become. For me, I got married, I have a family. I have a great team of staff here at the Max Experience Barbershop. I have a beautiful barbershop environment. I have the equipment and all that. And all of that still wasn't like enough for me to feel confident to step into myself. And ultimately what it came to was this. It came down to the fact that if you don't allow yourself to be great, no one else will. We could talk about wanting to be great a lot. I think we could talk about the desire to be great. But ultimately, if we don't position ourselves, and as J. Cole said in his song last night, he said, man, people were trying to make me battle for supremacy in the big three. He said, now that I lost that spot in the big three, I'm finally free. I'm finally free to be Jermaine. I'm finally free to make music that impact. I'm finally free again. I think for me, competition can kill you, because competition only happens at the bottom. Every time I look at success stories, no one who's competing is ever competing for the top spot. They're always competing for a low level or for society's perspective of success. Collaboration happens at the top. For us to free ourselves, to be authentically, truly yourself, you gotta really get to a point where it's like, man, I don't give a damn. Like my boy said with Drewski, I don't give a piss about nothing but the tie, baby. Like, I don't give a damn about nothing but being Mark Anthony, And honestly speaking, like, it's really, really hard to really make a video like this because it's very vulnerable, very transparent and honest. But the truth of the matter is, that was my mentality. Like, I was stuck in here. I'm talking to y'all for like maybe like the last 2 years. Like, y'all know, for those of you who really know me, like, y'all know, man, I used to vlog, I used to podcast, I used to be going on IG Live, I used to be doing interviews, I used to be having networking events, I used to be out, and I just froze, man. Like, I froze. Like, I felt like I had to do it so big in order for it to matter, not realizing that just doing it was enough. Just doing it was enough for me. Like my little podcast was enough success for me. Like my little, barber chair with my barber equipment, that was enough for me. Like me being able to make money and take care of my family, that was enough. And somewhere, I took my eyes off the prize and I started to worry about so many other things that don't really matter. And ultimately the thing that matters is what is important to you. And for me, what's important I feel like in this season, this last fourth quarter of 2024 is giving what I got back to the game. That's what I think. I feel like it's, like I made it this far not because I was like the best businessman. I didn't make it this far because I had the best networking or the best YouTube channel. Man, I made it this far because of my God and my Clippers. You know what I mean? Like haircuts have never failed me. I love grooming services. I do. I love, the spa facials and the beard. So I love that. But you know what never failed me is, man, these cuts. Because I've seen the ability of haircuts to be able to transform lives, man. I've seen hair cutting be able to take me from being poor, sleeping in my car, being broke, to being able to be preparing to purchase my first home. You know what I mean? I've seen hair cutting being able to take me from cutting hair in a tent during the pandemic, to be able to make me, having my first barber shop, man. It's crazy. Like you can do all that and strive for all of that and still not be content and happy in life, man. So my message today, man, and I'm gonna make this the first entry to the YouTube journey, man. Like I don't give a damn if it goes viral, if it pops. I'm not waiting no more for this perfect moment, because the more that I wait, the more I get stuck in my head, and I just got to give what I got to the world, man. It's time. I mean, I'm doing my instructor training to get instructor license so I can go teach at hair schools and go educate on stages and platform and work with brands, and nobody know what I got going on, man. It's crazy. I feel like I didn't feel like what I was doing and who I was becoming was good enough, compared to. So now, man, I'm all in, man. I'm about to, as I said with my mentor Israel, man, I'm about to maximize my moment. Sometimes in life you have to get to a point to where the moment that you have to take it to the max, right? That's what we did, right? We opened up the Max experience. We got the Max barbershop, right? The goal was to take everything to the max, and I think we took it to the minimum. Like we didn't do the most. So this is my word, y'all. Like we taking this thing to the max, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This is number one. I can't wait to see y'all soon. Holla, man. Peace, love from Mark Anthony, man. Let's get it. Signing off, man. To the max.